but I'm going to go all in with what is the proven process of how impact grows practices. And when he did that, his business grew exponentially.
3, 2, 1.
The first day I walked into Impact 11 years ago, I was thinking, what is this? But the minute I walked in, I met BG.
Me too.
I met BG.
He had a broken ankle and he had one leg on a scooter and he had on like a short sleeve shirt and it was like these like thorn tattoos, I think. You know, he had an affliction t-shirt on.
Back in the day. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And then I quickly met Eddie. The point is that it was and still is a special place. And kudos to you because everybody knows you. And every time you turn around, your fingerprint is all over Impact, and that's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, it really is a cool feeling that you even brought that up because I worked in a corporate career for 15 years before I came here, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But it was hard to see the fruit of what I was doing every day. It was hard to look around and see that I had a hand in it. And of course, I saw it in the people. Absolutely. Sure. I saw the development of the people. But here at Impact, when I came here, there were just 23 people here. And so having the ideas, I remember probably the first couple months I was here, I'm like, oh, I need the training manual. At my old job, every single thing that we did was written down on a piece of paper step by step.
Yeah.
And when I came here and asked for that, they were like, well, that's what we hired you for. And so I was like, okay, it's like my dream coming true. I get the opportunity to really lay down my dream and help to build something. And I always wanted to work for some entrepreneurs. And so I have had an awesome opportunity to do that in the people that started this company. But also I feel like I do that now because I have 9 sales guys that work on my team. And I feel like they're all entrepreneurs as well. So working with them has been great as well.
The sales guys, I know them, I love them. I see them every day. I try to go by and shoot the breeze with them every day, and it's fun because it's just such a team environment. And I see the relationships that they have with their advisors. You can't script that.
No, you can't script it. It is a genuine care, and the sales guys are amazing business coaches. They want to see their advisors succeed, not just as business people, but as people in general. And we know that in order to change a business or grow a business, you have to grow the person running it. And so one of the things that I've been privileged to work with them on is how to coach advisors through this $1 million blueprint, $100 million blueprint that we've built, where an advisor comes to us and they're doing 1 million, 2 million, and we have built a process by which we're taking them through the 1 to 4, 4 to 10, 10 to 15. We're growing them incrementally by applying all the different value items that we have here, but also helping our advisors to develop the CEO mindset. So I've helped the guys to develop the CEO mindset within their own books of business so that then they can take that knowledge and really help their advisors grow as people and run successful businesses.
You keep saying coaching, and that's one of the things that I love about Impact and what we do. Like you said, we take let's say a $6 million advisor, and we get them to 20 to 50 to 60, so on and so forth, 100, 200. I like to say here at Impact, not only do we help our clients retire, but we also help our advisors retire.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's a great thing to do because you grow someone through that coaching that you talk about, and then I think of someone like Abe Abish, who is just such a great person, but also a pretty great advisor himself. the advisor also has to take that coaching too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Abe is someone that has grown incredibly from a personal standpoint, but also from a business standpoint, mainly because he was, I don't want to say afraid to fail, but he took our advice. And taking the advice of impact is something that I would say is one of the bigger challenges that our coaches have, is that when they're working with an advisor, hey, if you're an advisor and you're really successful and you've been doing it your way for so long, and you come on board with impact and your coach starts to tell you, hey, instead of doing it that way, why don't you do it this way? It really is a mindset shift for advisors, some advisors. And what I think Abe did differently is he said yes. Said, okay, well, maybe my way worked, but I'm going to go all in with what is the proven process of how impact grows practices. And when he did that, his business grew exponentially. And so really implementing what we say to implement, when we say to implement it, and how we say to implement it is really, really important, because if you do it only partially, then you might not have the same success. And so Abe's just done that. But also he has joined a mastermind group in his own hometown. He does a ton for his community. He has mentors at Impact. He has, mentors in his home life. So
he's also getting after it too with Zebs.
Yeah.
With
I mean,
the
he
902,
is growing
yeah.
physically. So I look at someone like Abe where, I like to call it the live rich concept, right? He's physically rich. He might be financially rich, but he is community rich. He's giving back. He's experientially rich, where he's traveling.
Yeah.
He's running 45 miles for his
That's
45th
insane.
birthday.
That's
I mean,
insane.
he's doing a lot of things. And I think that's not just that's an example to his clients about how passionate he is.
Well, I attribute all that to Shelley, his wife, really. If we're being honest, I think Shelley should get all the credit, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. As a wife myself.
This coaching, for those that are watching and listening to this podcast, and they're thinking about, hey, impact looks different, sounds different. I like what they've got going on. There's something different about them, something special. What can those people expect from, I want to call them VPs, sales guys, but really they're coaches. What can they expect from their coaches?
Well, whenever they come on board, I think that the most important thing, let's just back up from the coach, because the coach is absolutely an important part of what we do, because you have to have that tip of the spear and that person who's guiding you. But we have so many different areas at Impact that it's an overall strategy that whenever an advisor comes on board, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give that advisor a CT scan for their practice, which is basically what it is. And it's called a business x-ray.
Okay.
And it's 50 to 60 questions that will score out all the different areas of their practice. And it will help us it really gives us a diagnostic overview of where their practice is in a multitude of different areas. And then we take that diagnostic and say, okay, this is the very first thing that we're going to concentrate on, whether it's practice management, whether it's tracking, whether it's lead generation, whether it's hiring and staffing, all of the things that our advisors need coaching on. It tells us, okay, this is exactly what we're going to do first.
Are they surprised by what they see, by what they find in that diagnostic?
I have to believe no. Sometimes our advisors are surprised because they thought that they were doing better than they really were in certain areas.
Right.
But that's what's so amazing, because then the coach can say, well, we have, one of our unique things whenever you come on board with Impact is that you get your own advisor CMO.
Mm-hmm.
So you work with a chief marketing officer that no other company in this industry has, where you have someone, you've got your business coach within that VP, but now you also have a marketing person that is their expertise, and they're going to come alongside you and help you to determine, okay, we have this business x-ray, we know exactly where we need to focus.
Mm-hmm.
We drill it down to what are your goals and dreams? What premium do you want to assets do you want to gather this year? And we boil it down to the number of first appointments that advisor needs to get in front of in order to hit their goal. And then that CMO comes alongside and says, this is exactly, Mr. and Mrs. Advisor, how we're going to what marketing legs we're going to put on that stool to help you generate those leads.
So that's where the media, for example, media would come in,
Exactly.
radio specifically for me and my department. I love the way that the VP, the coach, the CMO, chief marketing officer, and media, whoever that host is, Robert Basic, the media buyer, we all get in a room before they get into radio, and we draw out the plan. We first learn what you guys are doing with them from a marketing and business side, and then it adds on the media side of things. I love the way that works. I just think it's so beneficial to the advisors.
The reason why I think it is that most of our advisors, one of the biggest bottlenecks that advisors have when they come to us is that they don't have a blueprint. You know why? Because they're an incredible salesperson. They're an incredible entrepreneur. Most of the people that we meet started out as solopreneurs. They may have been selling for a large conglomerate, a large insurance company, and then they said, hey, I am doing this really well. Let me go and run my own business. And then because of their ability, they have a company before you know it. They've hired an assistant. Now they need 2 or 3 people, and they don't have a blueprint for how to actually build a business because they're used to being a tactician. And so what's so cool is that we're able to make it easy. Like, it just doesn't have, anybody who's listening to this, if you are not doing business with us, hey, it does not have to be that hard. The reason why is because we are going to come alongside the advisor and we're going to sit down and make the plan before we ever even meet them. We have all the tools to be able to diagnose exactly what that advisor needs, and we have all the pieces in place and the people to help them do it. So I'm really, really passionate about coaching advisors and about, I've just seen the combined efforts of the people at this company. I have seen the power of media work. We have seen the power of our branding. I have seen the power of our seminars, but also just how we love people and how we care for people and how we grow people as well to be better CEOs. And man, I've just seen so many lives change in the last 13 years. Like, that's why I'm here. I want to change lives. Yeah. I mean,
I think we're all cut from that cloth here at Impact. It's a blessing, but it's also a curse because we want to do so much for our advisors. You could say we may go overboard with them sometimes to
definitely do.
Right.
Definitely
to try to take care of them because we want them to obviously be successful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. But we see them, and this is one time I can speak for Impact. They're our friends. They're our families. We go to concerts together, unrelated to Impact. We play golf together, unrelated to Impact, so on and so forth. And it's that relationship that I think it really does set us apart. And what I've heard from a lot of advisors is it's just that. It's just, man, you guys are like you said earlier, it's not corporate. You guys are just regular people. I feel at home here when we come here. And then you mentioned how advisors should be working with us when we do our EXPs, our experiences.
Yeah.
Usually when we get done, we kind of joke around a little bit and say, hey, you know what? we've done everything we can. It's on them now. We've left everything out on the field
Mm-hmm.
because I think we have so much to offer. And it's truly remarkable when you sit back and are a part of everything we're throwing at advisors. That it's. I always question, and there's always different color to things and context, but why why aren't advisors just jumping aboard because of the value add that we have here?
Well, I have a lot of things I can say about that,
Mhm.
but one of my favorite things about having people in the building for the first time is, when you first take your child to Disney or
Oh, yeah.
to an experience that they've never had before, and like you're the kid now too, like you're just living it through their eyes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I never liked Disney so much because it's a million people and it's hot and it's $1 million and all that stuff, but all of a sudden you're transformed because of what that child is
Mhm.
experiencing. And I feel like that when advisors come in and they're seeing it for the first time, because you can just tell that they're in their dream for their life, for their business. They see the possibility of what they can become, who they can help, really, not who they can become, because that's a byproduct of who
Mhm.
they can help. And that just helps me really tap into my why, because we have had so many people who have gone before us to make this world what it is now and give us the freedoms and the privileges that we have and that we're living in right now. And it's our responsibility to retire those people well.
Whew.
And so we have to be able to, like, when I get up every day, I think about, how am I serving these advisors so that they can then go serve their community, so that we can help the people who have gone before us and pave the way retire well and not be caught up in, like my mom, who is living off $1,800 a month because she didn't plan well for retirement. We have to serve these people not only in that way, but just caring about our elders. And that's what gets me excited when advisors come in and they're looking around the building and they see what's possible and they see media and they meet their CMO and their coaches and just the team, and they can feel the energy. But also I'm like, I'm going to help another 1,500 people by just helping this one advisor. Maybe it's 10,000, you just don't know. But it's a ripple effect. So that's my excitement when it comes to having new advisors come on board, is that they see their dream.
Can we get a close up?
Do you
I
have,
mean, that's real right there, man. That is really good. That's amazing.
I mean, we do want to be purpose driven, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're an advisor, you are purpose driven. I mean, that's why you're in this business, to help people. And every advisor usually has a story about something in their family where maybe they realized that they needed to be more fiscally responsible. And
Well, Charisse, we're going to be a part of Charisse's golf tournament next month, and the story behind that golf tournament, the story behind her charity, I didn't know about.
yeah,
So now I see why she is who she is, what she is today, because she went through something and now she's giving back, and those are those stories that, again, I go back to the relationships, but what you said, it really drives it home. It's who are we helping? Yeah, we're helping our advisors, grow their business, but ultimately we're helping. God, man, this that's wild, man. This gives me chills. It really does. Those that came before us,
yeah, absolutely.
that they may not know how to get to that retirement, but we're able to help them in a small way, help our advisors help them retire. And that's, wow.
It's huge. But also going back to the community aspect and being friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of our advisors, being an entrepreneur and owning your own business is kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Unless you're out there creating your own community, which we come alongside advisors and help them do. But ultimately, we are also part of their close community,
Mm-hmm.
where we're in the business with them. And that's one of the reasons why, and I don't want to shift off focus, but that's one of the reasons why we have an event that we do together called 29029 Everesting, where we literally get on a mountain with advisors and climb hills and do physical challenges, because we do that because we align ourselves physically as we're suffering together through this endurance event. It really has a lot of alignment with business as well, where when that advisor is struggling with their business, when they need to scale, when they need to break through glass ceilings, when they need to have a different mindset, like they have somebody here at Impact that will physically, walk with them through those seasons of struggle and help them figure it out and help them direct them on what next steps to take so that they can ultimately, climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, 29029 is an amazing feat. It's hard for a lot of people to think about to do this because it's physically challenging, but so is business,
It is.
But like you just said, we're there with you every step of the way going up that mountain. And those relationships, I know myself, you can't break those relationships. On that mountain, things happen on that mountain. Like you said, and man, God bless Thomas Zebley, because if it was up to him, man, we would all be doing it.
I know, and he's running up the mountain.
Well, yeah, him and Jen are just like,
Yeah.
I think they've got a gondola going up the mountain
They do.
and one going down,
They
it
do.
seems like.
And I've been on mountains where they're just lapping me.
Yeah.
But 34 hours later,
Yeah.
I finally make it to the top, but
Yeah.
still
It really is incredible to see the advisors get a lot out of that, what we want them to get out of it. And it's a great experience. It's a great relationship that we all have with our advisors. They're like family to us. They're friends. I know, because we're texting constantly on just life stuff. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm jazzed up now, ready to go.
Got to get
Seize the day, attack it.
Got to get those coaches, those VPs, those sales guys whipped into place, right?
Yes.
As only Kim
Yes,
Skouras
yes.
can. I love it.
Yes.
All right. Well, to learn more about how Impact can grow your practice, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Kim Skouras, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For joining us.
Thanks for having me.